Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Yade, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan. Basically, just bringing you the Wednesday weekly. We have Marcelo, we have Charlie Thfc, and Matty Hayes talking blogs. Basically, today, lads, we're going to be talking about. I know Marcelo has something he wants to get off his chest about Winks and his comments. So, look, Winks is a player we love talking about on here, so we'll definitely listen to that.
Check out the Antwerp preview for that.
We also want to talk about Matty Hayes' video there yesterday he done on Jose Mourinho and his ways of winning against the bigger teams, his outlook, and basically it's just telling you that when we sit back and let these teams counter, it's actually a tactic, it's a philosophy. It's not just because we have bad players. And then after that, Matty Hayes has to go at 3:30, lads. He's a busy boy. And then after that, then we'll be talking about transfers. First of all, how are you guys? How are you keeping?
Fantastic.
Good.
Thanks for having us on, David.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
Thank you,
No
David.
problem at all. Again, thanks very much for giving up your time, lads. I really do appreciate it. So we'll start with you, Marcelo. I believe you have something you want to get off your chest.
Listen, bro, this is gonna be a rant here, and you know what? Harry Winks, this is a guy I defended. You know what I mean? I come in this show every day, bro, and I defend you, bro, and I keep defending you, and then I come out and I see these comments, and now I don't know if it's true. It could be false, but if it is true, I'm sorry, bro. I cannot defend this man no more. He came out and said, I am frustrated that I am not getting first-team football. First-team football, bro! This man's talking about first-team football because he wants to play for the Euros.
No.
Are you kidding me? You're lucky you're getting in the bench. I defended you, Winks. I've been defending you this whole entire time. And this guy, he's talking about first-team. Like he's frustrated about first-team football. You've had your, you know what frustrated me about this Europa game? I was thinking about it, right? I said, yeah, we qualified and it's perfect. It's all about qualifying in second place, right? But then I really started looking at the performance, really digging it. And I said, you know what? I can't believe some of these players scoff at this competition. I can't believe some of these players think they're good enough for this competition. You see players like Sanchez. Bro, you're a mistake every 2 games. You see Winks. You get a nosebleed every time you pass forward. You see Dally. Bro, where have you been? And then these guys, I'm not even kidding, bro. I was thinking about this last night, and I was really thinking about it, David. And when I saw those comments, it absolutely set me on fire. I swear. I even wanted to get your show on that day and time, bro. I was literally like, get me on, and David was like, I'm sleeping, bro. Leave me alone. I was fuming, bro. I couldn't believe it. These guys are stopping in this competition. Ben Davies.
Oh God.
Like, this is your chance to go out there and get first-team football. Don't you get that? And then people criticize Jose Mourinho's comments, but this is your chance,
It's
bro.
true. His comments are true. That's the thing.
His comments are true. And you know what? It's crazy. The only 2 people who are in the bench that I saw that was actually trying to get first-team football was Lucas and Vinicius. And now look, Vinicius is probably never going to get first-team football. He's never going to get ahead of Kane unless Kane is injured. Let's be real here. That's just his role, right? His role is to play the cup games and the Europa games when he can, right? But the reason why he can't do it isn't for a lack of trying. You know what I mean? You see him go there. You see him positive, trying to score goals, trying to get into the box. You see Lucas, I think he has 4 goals and 2 assists already in Europa. He's been fantastic. In fact, I was even calling him out for it, saying that he's probably our right wing on form. And that maybe he should be given a chance, Premier League. But then you get guys like Winks, who has done fuck all. Fuck all, man. He needs to get first team football. First team football. I mean,
you know what?
Where's this entitlement coming from? Where is this arrogance coming from?
Do you know what? The more we speak about this guy, the more it irritates me, because for me, perfect example. Right, if I turn around to you and said, let's have a debate on Gedson Fernandes, you turn around and say to me, there's no debate to be had.
Yeah, we said this earlier, David. Yeah, it's a good point.
So why is there a debate on Harry Winks? It's as simple as that. This guy adds nothing.
Yeah.
So for me, if you're not willing to stick up for Gedson Fernandes and say, give him a chance, well then, how's there even a debate for this guy Winks?
David, can I say something on that point? Because, we were talking about it earlier, and it's funny because you look at Fernandes, who has done virtually 0 since he's come in. You look at Winks, who, let's just take it into this. Since Fernandes arrived last January, let's take Fernandes and Winks. They've both done pretty much nothing of note. But the thing is, people say, oh, Fernandes needs to go, and he will go. His loan will be cut short, no doubt about it. But Winks, I feel like David was saying, gets away with it because of the academy thing and the homegrown quota and stuff. He gets away with it, maybe in that sense. And Fernandes, he gets crucified. I know the penalty, he deserved to be crucified for that penalty against Norwich, let's be honest.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, overall, his performances, him and Winks have both virtually done nothing. And I think Winks, he gets away with it a little bit sometimes, I feel.
Listen, I came here. I kept saying, you know what? There's a player in Winks. I seen it. I seen it in seasons before when he was coming in the rise. And you know what? My opinion on his potential hasn't changed. I still think he is a player. But that attitude sent me over the moon, bro. I could not believe he would. If he is saying those things, I cannot believe it. You want to take an example, Winks? Take an example of Musa Sissoko, bro. He saw Lo Celso and he saw Endo Baller, right, come in, right? And last season they were outshining him. A lot of people, including myself, was thinking, you know, Sissoko, he's 30, he's getting out there, didn't have a really good season last season, you know what I mean? Maybe we should look to sell him. Now he looks like he's irreplaceable. He looks like he can't be taken off the squad. Like, I don't get it. Where is that work ethic, Winks? You know what I mean, bro? Like, you have not yet had a shot on target. You have not had a shot on target in the Premier League. In the Premier League. No, I'm talking about in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You have not had a shot on target. Your ratings are 6 out of 10s at best. And then you're competing against guys like Højbjerg, like Sissoko, and Baller, and Lo Celso, and you're saying you deserve first-team football.
Look, for me, it's an absolute joke, right? This guy's 24. He's halfway through his professional football career already, and he's failed to nail down a starting spot. At the end of the day, this guy is just not going to cut out Tottenham. And like, look, you can say to me he's homegrown, he's come through the youth academy, whatever. I don't care. The whole idea of having a youth academy is to produce players that are good enough to improve your squad or your starting 11, and he doesn't do it. Matty, what do you think on Winks?
Look, I've in the past been a very, very vocal supporter and defender of Harry Winks because I thought he, you know, kind of when he was at his best at the club, he still got a lot of unwarranted criticism. And in the past, he has been used as a scapegoat. And again, I defended him. I made a video like last year with, you know, I got We Are Tottenham TV on board. I had a lot of other Spurs content creators come on and actually defending Harry Winks and kind of explaining what he does offer to the team. But that has quickly faltered away to nothing, and he doesn't really do much for us. You know, he's a fringe player. A game against Ludogorets, we know we're going to win no matter who we play. It's a good time to rest someone else and put him out on the pitch. I love Harry Winks. I love what he's offered for the club, but there's no room for sentimentality and things like this. He's not a good enough footballer. He doesn't fit into our system. There are better players there ahead of him. If he's coming out and making comments like this, you know, to me, it kind of. It's a bit similar to Danny Rose when he first went to the press and started making these comments. You know, if Harry Winks had a problem,
Danny Rose spoke to the Sun. I can't believe that.
But if Harry Winks has a problem, he needs to keep it personal with Jose Mourinho. And, you know, it's just, I don't agree with what he did at all. And I don't think he should be anywhere near the first team.
I agree with you. As soon as Marcelo texted me about it last night, that's the first thing that came into my head was Danny Rose. Look, at the end of the day, this guy has had, since Moussa Dembele left, to stake his claim in the first team. And he just hasn't done it because any manager that he plays under, he just doesn't offer anything, and they know that. And for me, he's dead lucky that Skip is on loan for the year, because if Skip was here, Harry
Skip's a proper player. He's doing really well at Norwich.
Yeah, and for me, look, Winks has until the summer. He's gone, and Skip's brought in as his replacement as a homegrown player.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And, you know, honestly, it's just like, what are you offering right now to say that you deserve first team football? I mean, are you a better defender? Are you more physical and better work rate than Sissoko? No. Are you creative like Endo Baller? No. Do you have the pace that Lo Celso has, and the pass and the scoring ability? No. Do you have the defending and mentality of Højbjerg? No. So like, where is this entitlement coming from? You know what I mean? Like with Danny Rose, right? I absolutely disagree that he went to Sun. That was a backstabbing move, him going to the Sun and talking about us. Of all people, that was the backstabbing move. But you know what? at least Danny Rose has some merit to say about this club, because he has been a servant of this club, and he has played phenomenal for
The
us.
thing is, what
I
he
mean,
actually
at least
said,
he has merit.
what he said was actually right. That's the thing.
Yeah.
At the time, it was actually merited. To be honest, he just maybe shouldn't have said it to the Sun. But you have to say
Exactly.
it was right what he said.
Yeah, at least, and you know what? He's a guy that was a baller, that was a player for us. That, if he didn't do that, he probably would have been considered a legend, or maybe not a legend, but maybe like a club maybe hero. You know what I mean? Like, I still remember that Arsenal goal. But like, Wanks, bro, who the fuck
Phenomenal.
are you, bro? What have you done? Like, let me ask you this. I can't remember the last thing you've done these last 2 years.
I feel like as well, in a way, he's sort of living off that time when he sort of spun Messi against Barcelona. I just feel like he's living off that in a way. And there's only so long you can live off something. Like we talk about Lucas Moura, about living off the hat trick, which, to be fair, is true in a way. But the thing is, you can say the same about Winks. It's the same principle. You can say he's living off that time when he spun Messi. He's living off that time when he performed well against Madrid. Like, there's only so long you can live off something, and at the top level, it's very difficult to maintain that. I'm sorry, but
they're not the only players in the team that are doing that either, though. Because Dele Alli's living off that 1 or 2 seasons he had. Yeah. If you're basing, any sort of judgment off the last season or two, Dele Alli should not be anywhere near our first team.
Exactly.
And even before that, Christian Eriksen was doing the same. He was great for the first few years, but he had 1 or 2 years of absolutely nothing before he left the club, and he's living off. Oh well, I used to be good at taking corners, and I scored a free kick once. You can't do that, and that's the difference between a lot of managers and Jose Mourinho. He won't take any of that crap.
Exactly.
There's no passengers in this team. You either play well for the team now, or you don't play for the team at all.
Yeah. You need to be committed. It's that simple. You have to show 100% commitment to a Jose Mourinho team, and that you've seen that in history. When you buy into the idea, which pretty much our first 11, they're doing that completely, which is why we're doing so well in the league this season, because our first 11 are buying into it. But the thing is, you look at someone like Winks. Does he really have the mentality? Does Sanchez have the mentality? Does Davies have the mentality?
No.
I really question it. Some of the fringe players, do they have the mentality to be part of what we're doing at the club? Because most of the players are buying into what Mourinho is doing, and it shows why on the pitch. Like, we're top of the Premier League, and that shows you that they're buying into it. And I think just some of the fringe players like Winks, I don't know, he just doesn't seem to have this mentality. He's not, as we say, he just doesn't offer anything, and it's just go on.
Yeah, no, and I'll say, to all due respect to those players that you mentioned, other than Winks, at least they're not coming out saying these ridiculous comments like "I deserve first team." You know what I mean? Not saying have this entitlement. And you know what? Like, Dele Alli has more entitlement than Winks. You know what I mean? Like, Dele Alli can say, Dele Alli can say, like, listen, bro, I'm back to that form. Give me a chance. You know what I mean? You remember me when I was in that 2016, 2017 season when I was on fire, scoring loads of goals, beating Madrid. You know what I mean? Like, you spending Messi did fuck all for us, bro. You know what I mean? Like, Lucas Moura, you know what I mean? He's not coming out and saying, oh, I deserve first team football. And you know what? He actually deserves first team football right now. He's been better than Bergwijn. He's been better than Bale. You don't see him coming out and say these ridiculous comments.
The thing is as well, like, you look at someone like Winks, he says that, but he's actually been given opportunities this year to try and prove himself to get first team football. He's been given those chances that, right, let's just say, you get these chances. If you take these chances, then you're in for a chance. But he hasn't taken these chances. You have to say, against Antwerp away from home, he made a very bad mistake, which he got away with it. I think it was Sanchez made quite a good recovery tackle, actually. He really got away with a few things, and he's just not taking these chances. And I remember last year he was made captain for one game last year. I think it was against Wolves. Am I right? I think it was against Wolves last year when we had that injury crisis. He was made captain, and I questioned that at the time. I was like, Eric Dyer was on the pitch as well. If Lloris and Kane aren't playing, then I think obviously we didn't have Højbjerg at the time, but if Lloris and Kane aren't playing, then they could have given it to Eric Dyer. I didn't understand sort of the thinking in giving it to Winks for that game. I don't know what you guys think of that, because I think that's something that went under the radar a bit.
He's not a leader. He's not a creator. He's not a physical force. He's not, dude. Literally, I've defended this guy so long. I'm trying not to swear anymore, but like I defended this guy so freaking long. I've come here, stuck out my neck for him. I even had debates with David back and forth, and then this guy just goes out and says that, and it's just like.
Can I give you an interesting stat there on Harry Winks? It's one that a friend told me about a month ago. This was before the game against Ludogorets. His last, again, before Ludogorets, his last 3 goal contributions had come for England. And one thing I often defended him on was he was a deep lying midfielder. He was kind of the metronome in the middle of the park. He shouldn't be judged on goal contributions. Now, look, if you're looking at Højbjerg already this season, he has an assist. He's having some good efforts. He's creating chances. But before the Ludogorets game, it had been 60 games since he had a single goal contribution for Spurs. It was January 2019, that last-minute winner against Fulham. And if you're looking at his last 3 goal contributions being for England, if you wanted his last 3 for Spurs, you had to go back to March 2017 to find them.
Yeah, see, look, I just have a little say before we move on to the next segment, because I know Matty's pushed for time today. Basically, look, at the end of the day, we're fucking Tottenham Hotspurs, lads, right? I don't want any more of these passengers. We can't afford to carry them for where we want to go. If we're talking about Tottenham Hotspurs as winning Europa Leagues, getting into the Champions League, winning Premier Leagues, these players are not good enough and they have to go. I'm yet to hear one good argument on why we should keep Harry Winks. And that's it at the end of the day. Look, the guy's just not good enough. But look, that'll take us on to the next section. Matty, basically, it's just, I want to plug your video yesterday that you done on Jose Mourinho. I advise everyone watching to get over and check it out. It's a great video. And it just basically goes to show you that, look, the tactics are employed for a purpose. It's not because we don't have to play football. So, Matty, look, I'm going to let you take this segment away.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to share my screen there? Because I have the...
Yeah.
This is just Diego Torres wrote a biography on Jose Mourinho. It was, it's called something like...
It's not there to share, Matty.
Oh, is it not? Let me try it again there. Is it there now?
Yeah.
Basically, Diego Torres wrote a biography on Jose Mourinho, and it's called something like the Dark Side, the Special One, or something like that. And he kind of outlined these 7 things that Jose Mourinho's players have said he drills into them, especially ahead of big games. This is his 7 principles of winning big games. But I suppose for a lot of the time they do come into play for all games as well. And it's the last 4 there that really interest me. And it's the reason we won against Arsenal. It's the reason we won against Man City. Whoever has the ball is more likely to make a mistake. Whoever renounces possession reduces the possibility of making a mistake. Whoever has the ball has fear, and whoever does not have it is thereby stronger. Now, I said it quite a bit in the watch along on Sunday with David and Marcelo that, you know, the joy of watching Tottenham at the moment, the excitement comes from the fact that we can score at any given moment. You know, the second goal we scored in that game came from Arsenal's most dangerous move in the first half. A really good challenge in the box by Serge Aurier, and 3 passes later, the ball was in the back of the net at the other end. It's philosophical. It's based on principles. It's not just defending for the sake of it. It's not defending so he doesn't feel as though we have the men to dominate a game. It's because he understands that when you don't have the ball, you're less likely to make a mistake. Now, in that Arsenal game, we had 32% possession. That was the 11th time in Jose Mourinho's Premier League career that his team finished a game with less than 35% of the possession. Of those 11 games, he won 9 of them. So it goes to show this is successful. This is working. His team that he had at Real Madrid when he won the La Liga in, I think it was 2011, it was one of the best counter-attacking teams that have ever played football. He had outstanding players in there like Ronaldo, Benzema, Di Maria, Higuain, Mesut Ozil. So he did have fantastic players to do it for him, but it was based on these principles, which are proving to be 100% influential. Before that, he won a Champions League with Inter Milan playing similar football. There's a great episode of The Coach's Voice where he talks about his tactics in a game he played against Barcelona, and every single fine detail in his tactics is based on defending and based on nullifying the threat of the opposition. And a lot of them that he's used at Inter Milan and defensively are coming into what we're seeing at Spurs. And on the counter-attack and flip side, it's what he did at Real Madrid. It's coming into effect here. So what we're seeing at Tottenham is Jose Mourinho's best tactics from every single team he's been at. The teams that have won Champions Leagues, that have won domestic leagues, that have won cups. And he's putting the best bits together and fitting them and picking and choosing the best ones for us based on the personnel that we have. This is not for the sake of it. He is not defending because he wants to defend or that he doesn't feel he has good players. He is doing this because he knows the quality of player that he has, and he knows he is a good enough manager. His principles are strong enough, and the way he plays football is so effective that this is how he will win trophies at Tottenham Hotspur, and there's nothing else to it.
Yeah, look, it's perfect. Sky Sports give us lazy punditry. Big up Matt Hayes. That's proper football punditry right there. That's what I like to hear. Marcelo, have you anything to add on that?
Listen, you know my opinion already on Sky Sports, man. You know what I mean? Before a couple years ago, when we were finishing third and fourth, they were praising us for being a strong mental team, and now we're finishing first. They're complaining about the possession and all that stuff. Like I said, they're salty Liverpool fans and they're salty Man United fans. They hate seeing us succeed because they know their club ain't there yet. Well, maybe Liverpool is there, but the Man United side, they know they are not there, and they know they made a mistake of sacking Mourinho. They know that that they were wrong to question his philosophy. And it's like Maddie said, the difference that makes the difference between us and a team like Burnley or a team like Atletico, it seems like they're praying for a lucky chance.
Yeah.
We're not praying. We're defending, but we always have the intent of a counterattack. Every time you see us, when we get the ball, we have the intent of moving it forward. It's never passing it back and holding it and passing it around, passing it side to side. Whenever we have the ball, it's the intent to hurt them. And these teams know.
Definitely. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, full on agree myself. Look, at the end of the day, I just wanted to bring that to the Harris Army out there because, look, I found that I love that video. It's a very interesting video that Matt done. So make sure you do go over there and check it out. It just proves
very
that
good.
These tactics are all pre-planned rather than people just thinking we sit back. Charlie, what do you make on it?
Yeah, look, it's completely true. The way that when we sit back, it's not just that. Possession isn't everything in football. That's what people need to understand. But we always have that intent of counter-attacking and hitting teams. Like, you look at Jose Mourinho's Real Madrid side, they scored like the most goals in that season, literally. Yep. And they were a fantastic counter-attacking team. So I don't see what's so wrong with it and why people are so against it. Because for me, people were saying, oh, it's boring to watch. Well, it's not, because at any given time, we can easily go and score. That's why it's not boring. That's why it's so exciting for me. Because you just know at any moment, we can just produce a spectacular moment of quality. And it's something that throughout the game, you're looking forward to. I guess that's a way to put it, to be honest.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm looking at the stats here, right? I was kind of to get to your point, and also my point about the counter-attacking football. You look at Arsenal; they had 70% possession, right?
Did nothing.
Yet they only had 2 shots on target, and we can say those 2 shots on target, not really much of a
only
threat.
the Lacazette one, but that's
only that one Lacazette one, but the other one Hugo had it comfortably, right? So really, only one real chance that they had. 75%, 70% possession. Meanwhile, we had 30. We had 3 shots on target. 2 of them were goals. And then you look at the Chelsea game. They had 61% of the possession, and they had 3 shots on target. Now, okay, we only had 1. I would say that was probably one of our, less.
Because Chelsea didn't fall into the trap that game as well.
Yeah.
I thought they got their tactics quite well, Chelsea, that game.
Lampard knew Mourinho too well to fall into that trap.
Yeah, and also I would say this. I felt like we were a little bit poor on the final third ball. I felt like we could have done better.
Yeah, the Lo Celso moment at the end where it wasn't people saying it was like a clear chance, but it wasn't. It was a moment where we could have done better and made it into a clear chance. That's how I see it. We could have made it into a clear chance.
But look, them stats, even them stats you've read out there, Marcelo. I'm sure you have a couple more. You can read them out as well.
Exactly.
But look, them stats, like at the end of the day, right? It just backs up my point. What I was saying to you earlier, Charlie, saying that like no one needs make no mistake about it. We let them have the possession in the second half. Like we could have went and took the ball off them and bullied them, spanked them all over White Hart Lane, pulled their pants down. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we didn't need to. We didn't need
to attack in that second half. The job was done in the first half. Yeah. And
Matty's video just backs me up perfectly. Marcelo, have you any more stats there?
No, I was also gonna say, it's interesting with under Poch when we did have possession, right? We would concede more goals and we would have more shots on target.
Yeah.
Against us, and we had the possession and we played the free flowing football. Yet we were at more risk, and we actually got less results, especially against the top 6. Because of it. So
because you say that about the top 6. That's a very, very interesting point there, Marcelo, because you see with Pochettino, against sort of the smaller teams in the prime days, we'd crush them in terms of the pressing, and we'd crush them. But do you know what the problem is when we came up again? One of the main reasons why Pochettino has a sort of poor record away to the top 6 is because he didn't adapt. He kept Mourinho adapts. What Pochettino didn't do, he kept it the same. He had a go at them because, if you have a go at the likes of Man City at the time and like Liverpool, you're going to get spanked. And that's what happened under Poch, I felt. Yeah. We didn't adapt our tactics. He said, right, we're going to stick with what we're doing. We're going to have a go at them. And it backfired. That's why he had a poor record away to the top 6, in my opinion. What do you guys make of that?
Oh, you're absolutely right. And listen, Mourinho, we can play free-flowing football if we have to.
He can adapt.
You know what I mean?
Mourinho adapts his tactics to sort of suit the opposition, which against the big sides works effectively, and we're seeing that.
Yeah, when we played against West Brom, when we played against, what was it? Burnley, when we played against all those teams, we had most of the possession. I guess, again, unless Brighton. I think Brighton had a little bit more possession.
Yeah.
But, we had most of the possessions those games. And, we were creating the chances and we were trying to, score against them. So it's just intelligent. It's common sense when you think about it. You know what I mean? It's like, I remember when Klopp, he lost to Atletico, and Klopp goes, "Oh, why didn't, I don't get it. Why does Simeone play that way? Why they have such good players? Why'd they play that way?"
Simeone's adaptive. I think it's a myth that Simeone plays defensive football because it's literally the same thing as Mourinho. Does it when he needs to against the big teams, but then crushes the small teams. Atletico, have you seen them play against the smaller teams in La Liga? They crush them. They're top of the league for a reason, Atletico, because they do play a free-flowing football against the small teams. People forget that, I think.
Yeah, but look, this is why we call it the beautiful game, because there's more than one way of playing football.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
That's where I was going to get to my point too. I was like, well, hold on, Klopp. You're not a god of football. Okay, I get you won a Premier League and you won a Champions League, but who are you to tell a guy like Mourinho, who has done things you wish you could do? You know what I mean? Like, let's get it twisted. I know Klopp is having a good season so far, but Mourinho has done things that Klopp will never do. All right, Let's be real here. So who are you to tell someone like that how he should play football? You know what I mean? Like, you know what that is for me? That is a man that got found out and is salty. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like that is simple.
It's like the Liverpool players when they lost the first leg, they were like, "Oh, they're celebrating like they won the tie." Just the Liverpool. It's a funny thing. Whenever they lose a game, they're just so salty. Their players and just everything. They're like, "Oh, why are they celebrating? They're celebrating like they won the tie." You know what I mean? It just made me laugh a bit.
Yeah, look, for me,
Simon.
I bet you are not on Harry Wink's Christmas card list.
No, definitely not. But to be honest with you, even if he sent me one, it's too long range for him. He's only used to 5 yards, so it wouldn't even make it to me. So look, I don't want to be on his list either.
I will say this, David. Like England and Ireland, aren't they like across each other? So he's very good at passing sideways.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's too long of a distance for him. It's more than 5 yards. It's too expansive for him. It's too much of a risk take for him. He wouldn't do it.
Come on.
That's funny.
That's why we love you, David.
Simon, look, Brian from Canada. Look, he was supposed to come on the other day with us. It turns out he didn't actually sleep through his alarm. He was actually sick, so that's my bad. I feel bad now for saying he slept through his alarm. I didn't get in contact with him in time today. I did text him, but look, it's early morning over there, as Marcelo would know. So look, he probably is napping there this morning. But look, he is one that we will be getting on with us as well.
Brian's a good guy.
Look, this moves us on to my next section. Basically, if you had 3 players to get rid of to create funds, and then you had 3 players,
this is going to be fun.
You had 3 players to bring in, like anyone you want. Who would they be and why?
You want to go first, Charlie?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll go. So, there's 3 I have in mind to sell. You look at Sanchez, Winks, and Davies, right? You sell them 3. For me, you can, with Winks, you can sell him. You've got Skip there as an already made replacement, right? With Davies, you can sell him. You've got Ryan Sessegnon, an already made replacement, who's doing really, really well at Hoffenheim. And when he comes back next year, I'm sure he's going to be competing with Reguilon for that spot. So in that case, it would mean Ben Davies is sort of surplus to requirements. So he can go. And then Sanchez. Sanchez can be sold. And to replace him, you can go for Skriniar or Upamecano, in my opinion, as an upgrade. Because for me, them two would be an upgrade on Sanchez for me. So, but if you look at what I just said there, 2 of the players out of the 3, there's already made replacements at the club, in my opinion. So, to be honest, all the money we make, we'll probably be able to afford someone like Skriniar or Upamecano, to be honest, to replace Sanchez. So, yeah, that's my 3. What yours, Marcelo?
Honestly, you kind of on the people you sell, you kind of hit it right on the nail, man. For me, first it has to be Ben Davies. I want him out of the club so bad. You know what I mean? I've been wanting him the club since the beginning, since last season.
The thing is, he signed a new contract last season. That's the thing.
I don't care, bro. He can sign like a 100-year contract. I want him out, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he can't go forward. He can't defend. This whole myth that he could defend and he could go.
No, he could. He could.
No, he
could before, but now, nah. That's the
no,
thing.
no,
Now,
Charlie.
nah.
Look at his stats. Look at his duels. Look at his interception rate. Son has a better interception rate than him. Throughout his career. Throughout his career.
I was talking about like the prime Poch days when he was in for Danny Rose, but maybe you're right. I don't know.
Nah, bro. I'm telling you, he can't dribble. When he tries to dribble, like the ball's just kind of like
going forward. Going forward, he's never been that good at all. Going forward, I agree.
Like I had a guy defending Ben Davies, and I was like, you know what? Can you give me Ben Davies?
Alex?
No, it was Arian. Arian. He's a big Ben Davies fan.
Oh, Arian. Oh,
yeah. And he was telling me like, no, he's Mr. Reliable. I'm like, can you tell me one thing Ben Davies has done for our club? And he said, "Oh, that goal he had with Swansea and that assist he gave for Kane in the North London derby." I'm like, okay, one of them is not even with our club.
Big up.
Come on, let's go. And it's just like, and the other one is like, okay, 1 assist. It's like the guy gets a nosebleed every time he goes forward. You know what I mean? Like it's almost his legs works backwards every time he goes forward. It just doesn't allow him. You know what I mean? It's just sell Ben Davies. I'm done with that guy. Sanchez, he tries, but he doesn't have the mentality. He has to go.
It's simple. He's not good enough. That's
not
the thing.
good enough.
Do you know what? I was actually thinking about this last night. Actually, I was thinking, Upamecano from Leipzig. That's what Sanchez was meant to be. That is literally what Sanchez was meant to be. Do you see what I mean? It's ridiculous for me. That's literally what he was meant to be, Sanchez.
Although I will say this about Upamecano, he does make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't think he makes too many mistakes. Obviously, he makes the odd mistake because of the type of defender he is. He's a very expansive defender who's a very good ball-playing defender. But the thing is, Sanchez is literally mistake every single game. Upamecano, who'll make the odd one every now and then, I feel. But just the way his ball-playing ability for me is fantastic, Upamecano.
I just don't think he's a Mourinho type player.
No, that's what I mean.
I don't think he would fit a system. So for me, I would go with Milinkovic or Skriniar. I think those 2 guys.
I agree. I'm just saying. I agree, but I'm just saying I feel like Upamecano was what Sanchez was meant to be. That's what I'm saying. I agree.
You're right. Yeah,
I agree, Marcelo. I agree with you in the sense that you're probably right. He's not a type of Mourinho type player. I think Skriniar's more that type. I agree with you. I do. So good point there. Good point.
Just quickly there, I just want to go on to some of the live comments, give a few shout outs. Also, make sure you like and subscribe the video if you're and subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying this video. We bring it to you every Wednesday. These guys are good enough to give up their time to bring you some stats, some news, some excitement, a bit of laughter as well. So also get your comments in and say thank you to the lads. And also put your questions in because I will make time at the end to answer some of your questions today. It's something I've been meaning to do, but we just get carried away on this show. So quickly a shout out In It Nurse 17, Merrick.
Big up.
Elise, Hamad 99.
Come on.
Thomas Nation, another big shout out. And I fully agree with him.
Oh yeah, I just want to say big up Marcelo as well for coming on my fans review. It was a fantastic laugh, really good laugh.
Come on.
Yeah.
No
and a big shout out to Ken at Tottenham Hotspurs, another guy who's been watching a lot lately. Simon Cohen as well. Get Harry Winks on. I presume that was a typo. You're meant to say off.
It's funny because I saw a tweet like a while ago when it was after one of the Europa League games. There was a tweet from someone. Someone retweeted a tweet from someone else, and it was someone saying that it's just this is what the tweet was. It was like, I don't like negativity. Sanchez and Winks are worthy of the shirt, and I'm just thinking to myself, but why? What's your reason for that? I just didn't understand it, literally.
Yeah. We have Harry Kane here. I wonder, is it the real Harry Kane? This Marcelo guy damaged my earphones. So look, I think we'll be getting an invite from Harry Kane for a new pair of earbuds.
It's the real one. It's the real one.
I'll contact you, Harry Kane. No problem.
We also actually have Kenneth. Marcelo, can't wait to see you in Bricklayers. Also, I've seen a comment. He said he sees you have a lot of PlayStation games and all. He said if he wants to play a bit of PlayStation with you as well.
What games do you have, Marcelo, there?
Actually, most of these are Blu-ray. They're not even like PlayStations.
Really?
Yeah, I watch a lot more movies than I play video games. I only have like 4 PlayStation games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We also have Lily White Lane in the comments there as well. Big up you as well. Another lad, Joe 27. Another one. I know he's on. I think he's on your channel as well, Charlie.
Did he say Salmora in the summer? What was? I want to see that comment.
I think. Do you know what? There's actually. I can see where he's coming from in a way. In terms of maybe because of his age, he's 28 or something now, and he's sort of like been inconsistent. There is a shout for that. Like I'm undecided on that myself, but there is a point there to be made. I don't know what you guys think about that.
Honestly,
I'm undecided. I haven't really thought about it.
Honestly, like I just feel like I don't know why Mora has been getting like hate. I feel like it's been like a lot of undeserved.
It's because he's not consistent. He doesn't produce enough goals and assists a lot of the time.
Yeah, but Charlie, I think he's played 10 games. He's already have
No, last season. I'm saying last season.
I mean, last season nobody was consistent. Okay, if we're gonna bank on last season and see who we're gonna get away, then we gotta say we have to sell Ndombele and we have to sell like half of the team.
Ndombele didn't play last season, barely.
But he wasn't fit enough. He didn't play.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he wasn't fit enough. But like, you know what I mean? Like, if we're gonna go back to last season.
Yeah, I mean, Marcelo, it's a good point there, because I remember when we had that injury crisis, Mora was playing up front on his own. Like, that made zero sense to me. I've never been a fan of Mora up front. Never.
For me, lads, I'd actually keep Mora. I think he's a very useful squad player.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah,
and look,
100%.
Like, if you're going to talk about selling Mora, then you're going to have to put Bergwijn and Lamela in the same bracket, because they're all offering us, like, none of them have nailed down the position on the right-hand side. Do you know what I mean? So it'd be unfair to criticise and call out more on that, in my opinion. Anyway, moving back to my 3 players that I'd get rid of. Look, Harry Winks is number 1. That'll be on my Christmas list. Harry Winks number 1 out the door. For me, look, the guy's not good enough. He's too weak. Like, he's the type of player, he needs me running on the pitch after every pass, patting him on the back. Well done, Winks. Great pass. Keep it up. Do you know what I mean? He's weak mentality. He passes the ball 5 ways. He can't even spell danger, let alone play a dangerous ball. Look, the guy for me, he's finished at Tottenham. His days are numbered. Come the summer, Skip's taking that place and he's gone. For me as well, Davinson Sanchez, I would like to see him sold. But personally, I don't see it coming in January anymore. As I stated before, I honestly don't think we're going to sell a centre-back and replace him with a centre-back unless a very good one at a cheap price becomes available, because we all know Levy will take that if it becomes available. As well, then my last one has to be Mr. Anonymous Ben Davies. This guy,
Mr. Anonymous.
Look, he's been at Tottenham about 4 or 5 years, probably even longer now.
I think 6. I think it's been 6.
He came in Poch's first season. Him and came from Swansea. Sigurdsson went the other way.
I will say this right now. I haven't even looked at the stats. I will say this with my chest. Ben Davies has been here 6 years, right? I can guarantee you Reguilon almost has the same amount of assists as him.
Look,
I guarantee you.
Right, Ben Davies been here 6
surprised.
years. He's never once nailed down the left back starting spot. He's a passenger. We used to talk about him defensively, how you could rely on him. You can't even do that anymore. You can't play out from the back with this guy. He can't cross the ball. And he offers nothing. So for me, I'd rather get rid of him and either call back Sessegnon or start blooding Harvey White or Dennis Sarkin there. In my opinion,
been good. He's been good in Hoffenheim.
Players that I think we should go and get. Look, I was all for the Sabitzer deal. I'm just going to put it out there now. I think that's dead in the water till at least the summer, purely because they got
It
through.
was like that anyway. I never thought we'd get him in January anyway.
I also actually want to take a minute to laugh at United, because there's all them United fans out there, right? They said to me, "Oh yeah, Europa League. Oh, who were last? Tell me all about last." Well, what I replied to them was, "Well, you played them the season before, so you actually can be able to tell me more than what I know about them. You can help me out for my preview show. So thanks very much." But second of all, if they're dogging me, you're Europa League, or what's that? Well, hello and welcome, and I hope you get knocked out. Because look, you deserve it. You run your mouth, and look where you are. You've got a PE teacher in charge. He looks like Randall out of Anyone that's watched Recess, he looks like Randall out of Recess, going on with a notepad, ratting on everybody and all. So I'm delighted.
The PE teacher thing is hilarious.
Welcome to the Europa League, lads. But look, back to Tottenham. I just had to get that out. It's been playing on my mind since last
You know what's Ole? You know what's Ole? You know when he's giving out instructions, he goes like this with his hands. I swear to God, I think that man is like that. You know, like those Paris guys. You know what I mean? Like the wall guys.
Yeah, he's building the wall. The mind. He says That's what that is. He says
And like you look at the players, you look at them when they see him doing this, they're like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like I have no idea what you're saying,
if that's not PE teacher, I don't know what.
Oh my, dude! I see PE teachers with more tactics than these guys.
And also, right, they have the audacity to slag me about being in the Europa League. They couldn't even win it. That's how shit they are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm sick of these guys. They're dead in the water and delighted.
They lost to a team that just I'm glad aren't in it this year, because if Sevilla are in it, that'd be so annoying.
Yeah,
they lost to our Don Regulon. What a guy! Thank you very much. I appreciate
it. Because Sevilla always do it whenever they're in it. 6 times they've won it. They always do it, Sevilla. Even when there's better teams. Like you'd think in the final last year against Inter Milan, you'd think Inter Milan were a better team. Sevilla were Sevilla were much better in that game, I thought. So
two players I want to talk about, lads. Actually, 2 transfer targets that we're linked with. I'm going to go with the first one purely because I don't think we'll spend as much time on this. Is Frank Kessie from AC Milan is reported to be rumoured to link with Tottenham. For me, if it does happen, it won't happen till the summer transfer window.
Yeah.
And if it does, do you think that's because of Sissoko's age? Do you think that's looking at a long-term replacement for Sissoko, maybe?
Probably. Yeah.
It looks like. How old is Kessie? How old is he? He must be 26 or something.
Yeah, he's like 23, 24.
Because he is that type of player. He's that type of player.
Same age as Harry Winks.
Yeah, if so, he's like that type of player, like Sissoko, sort of CDM, sort of monster in there. And I think he would be if perfect long-term replacement for Sissoko, in my opinion. I've always said Kessie, he's been very good this season in a sort of AC Milan side who are top of Serie A. He's been very good, Kessie. So I think I'll definitely have him, Kessie. He looks a quality player.
Yeah, I agree with David. I think it's going to be a summer signing.
I think so.
I think if he doesn't sign the contract, we can get him for cheaper than the 50 mil price tag. We're not spending 50 million on anyone.
No way.
Except,
not on Kessie.
Hold on a second. Except this is my number 1 transfer market, and if we can get this guy, man. I know I've been tricked by this before, David. I know I've been tricked.
I know.
Dybala, bro. Dybala. I know I've seen them resurfacing. I'm just saying.
Marcelo,
there's a chance.
Can I just say this to you, right? The pain when that deal fell through was the most painful I've ever felt about a transfer. Honestly, I was so excited for him, Dybala. We know he's an exceptional player. That was the most painful transfer thing that's ever happened, literally. What David, how were you feeling when that fell through? Because it was painful, man.
Yeah, look, it was very painful. Like I like this guy. I personally have seen a lot of him. I really do like him. I like what he's about. He's another player. Again, he's a typical Argentinian. He's aggressive. He's very good on the ball, and he's very creative. Do you know what I mean? He's a player there that maybe you could play someone in beside Højbjerg and put him in where Dele Alli used to play him. He could be a bit more creative. Look, I was devastated when it didn't happen. But a question I want to put back to you is, do you think Mourinho can lure him and get the deal done over the line? Because as we know, he was linked when we had Pochettino.
That's what I'm saying. I think if Mourinho wants him that badly, and I think if the price is right, even if it's like a big price, like 40, 50 million, I think Juventus won. I think Juventus are willing to sell him.
The thing is, what about if the image rights come back? Remember, that was one of the main reasons, the image rights.
That's true.
Mourinho will have a word with him, get all that sorted out. That's nonsense.
Also, that the image rights, if you think about it, last summer
He's
it
not
caught
the
us
only
off
player
guard.
that has it. He's not the only player that has it. Image rights,
Yeah.
literally.
But last summer, that image right, it caught us off guard, right? Because the Tottenham, board and people didn't know about that, so they weren't, like ready to spend that much for the image rights. So maybe this time around, we could, come in with some tactics to get around that image rights. But like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like we could maybe get them. I just
Really?
have a feeling. I have a feeling. And you know what? We could maybe see Lucas going. Because that would be too many people at the right hand side.
Yeah.
We could maybe see Lucas going. I think if Lucas goes,
maybe Delhi. Maybe Delhi could go if Dybala
Yeah.
comes in. Maybe.
Yeah, Delhi or Lucas. I think one of those two. I don't know. I just got a sneaky suspicion. But all eyes are looking at Szoboszlai.
Yeah, I did, Marcelo.
Yeah.
If you want to know, check out my video on him because I went into detail with all of his stats, and I just pretty much showed why he's so highly rated around Europe. So, just if you want to, if everyone watching as well, if you want to find out just Szoboszlai in detail and stuff, check out the video I made recently because I went through it in detail, and even I was just amazed at some of the stats. So,
why don't you give us a little teaser about your video and tell us a little bit about him?
So yeah, okay, I'll tell you a bit about him. He's it's a very interesting deal, in fact, for whoever gets it done. Because what I will say is, I'll give you a little exclusive, a little teaser for how we can get this deal done.
News.
Yeah,
so this
is very, very interesting here. The release clause is a very cheap release clause, £22 million, right? And that's a really bargain for a player of his quality because. Apart if you're taking out the release clause, you're looking at what 40, 50 million for a player of his quality. Yeah. That release clause is so cheap, but there's a few twists to it, right? The release clause, you have to pay it in full. It has to be done before the start of the January window. So whoever wants to buy him, the deal has to be done before the window opens, pretty much. But by the 1st of January, the deal has to be done, and everything has to be decided by then. As well, the release clause has a 20% sell-on fee without the profit, so just that transfer fee. And
I think they want that up front as well, though, don't they?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They want the whole release clause up front. So it's a deal. Look, it's a deal. Even with those caveats, it's a deal that if Tottenham can pounce, if we can get there, because as well, let me add, there's 6 clubs in for him, including Tottenham. 6 clubs look like they're looking at him. So if we can get that deal done, then it would be a fantastic investment for me because this guy is talented, mate. He is really, really talented. He's got literally he's played 11 games this year. He's only got 1 less goal involvement than the number of games he's played. So yeah, he's insane, and he's been doing it in the Champions League. And if you look at RB Salzburg as well, another teaser here as well, they've produced the likes of Erling Haaland, Minamino, Keita, Mane. All these guys have come from RB Salzburg, and they're a fantastic producer for young players. They've got a fantastic academy, a fantastic scouting system. So for me, this would be, if we were to get him over the line, it would be a fantastic future investment. And even for now, to just add more depth and quality to that already quality midfield, sort of some competition for the likes of Ndombele and Lo Celso in there. So for me, Szoboszlai, for the price he's going for, I think Levy has to get this done. Although, as I said, it's not a priority at the moment. It's not a position we're desperate for. But you could say the same about Steven Bergwijn last January. He was a winger, as we all know, but we weren't desperate for a winger last January. And the opportunity came around and Levy went and spent 27 million on him. So you're looking at someone like Szoboszlai, the opportunity's there. We could see something very similar. So I think this is definitely one to keep an eye on. But yeah, no more spoilers. Make sure to go and check out the video.
I will check it out. And, honestly, I've also, from what I've seen him, and he can play also in the left and right-hand side of, the midfield. And he just seems like a baller, man. You know what I mean? Like you said, everything you said was perfect. And honestly, I don't know. Like, if it's between him and Dybala, it's like Dybala is 27 years old, right? You got to think about this.
Yeah. Szoboszlai is more of an investment for the future, I feel. Because Szoboszlai could become as good as Dybala. He's literally got that much potential.
But also, if you look at Haaland, I think David and I, we had the same connection right there, bro. We had a telepathic moment. I'm saying, if you look at Haaland came into the Bundesliga already kicking and going, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who to say Szoboszlai can't come in the Premier League and do the exact same thing? You and I think alike, David. We're like telepathic, bro.
Yeah. for me, this guy looks ready-made to come in and start. He honestly, he doesn't look like a player that's going to come and sit and warm the bench. I honestly do believe that. Like, and as well, he is a bit of a dead ball specialist, which is an area we.
Did you see his free kick for Hungary? Did you see that?
Sick.
40 yards,
Sick.
fantastic.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I'll be dying to get him, honestly.
22 million. That's a bar. That really is a bargain.
Especially since Arsenal kind of wants him. Oh man, if we can steal it from Arsenal,
there's no way he's going to go to Arsenal.
If we get him over the line, I'm going to create a music video like Robbie did just to piss him off.
Did you see? Have you seen that clip on Twitter where it's the party time song and it's like it's our second goal where and he's walking. Have you seen that video? Yeah. I'll just get it up now and then I'll tell you to share. I'll share it in a minute.
That guy. I mean, like that club. They're clowns, man. Let's just be real here. They're clowns. We already know what to say about it. Their club. No, go. Let's move along. Forget our stuff.
I'm just gonna get. We need to see this video. I'm just gonna get it up. Yeah.
Wait, Charlie's getting up the video. If you start getting your questions into the comment section now, we'll do our best to answer them as best as we can for you. So David, Charlie's getting up the video.
Share my screen. Yeah.
We have the video now.
Is my screen there? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so here we go. Oh, here we go.
He can't even get on the pitch. What an embarrassment. Boom. Done.
It's just that AFTV video.
Guess what? The party. You know what? They thought they were gonna have a party, but just like the police, we came in knocking, bro. We ended that party. You know what I mean?
It's hilarious. That is hilarious. Right, we'll go with some of the questions now because I know some of the lads there have been waiting for us to answer some of the questions. So we'll go with a couple of them. We'll start with Thomas, a great follower of mine and yours, Charlie, as well. He also loves you, Marcelo. Rose, Lamella, which is Coco, Davies, Lo Celso, Sanchez, Deli, out. Sell all of them. Do you agree?
Lo Celso?
No.
You must have some good smoke over there, Dan.
Do you know what's funny is the fact we're still saying Rose is just none of us are saying it now because how is he still here? Just how is Danny Rose still here?
Hey, he's waiting for Milan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For Milan, bro. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
The closest trip he'll get to Milan is for Fashion Week, that guy.
Although he was offered by, what was it? I think it was Calgary or something like that.
Yeah, he turned them down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty close to Milan. Come on, Rose.
The thing is, he thinks he's better than these clubs, which he's clearly not. That's the thing.
But that's what I mean, Charlie. Where's this entitlement? Where's this entitlement coming
Danny
from?
Rose thinks he's better than these clubs. He's not. That's the thing. He's not better than these clubs. And in the championship as well. He's not better than them.
I swear Poch makes them watch their highlights every game. You know what I mean? Like the fan highlights. I can't see where this entitlement is coming from.
Also, Marcelo as well. Do you know what? Speaking of Poch, I was thought of a really interesting point. You know that Amazon documentary? I still don't know. Before it came out, one of the things I was looking at, I was like, right, are we going to see what really happened behind the scenes after Bayern Munich, Colchester?
Yeah.
Just thought these embarrassing games. Were we going to see what really happened in the dressing room? And they skipped them completely, which was extremely.
That's a PR thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
they brought in Joe there. I suppose the last thing they wanted us to do was be talking about Pochettino and what went on back then.
What I'm saying is we didn't see a single dressing room moment with Poch. It was all Mourinho. Because if you think about it, before, when they started doing the documentary, they had no idea about Mourinho coming in. So they were assuming it was all going to be Poch. So the fact we didn't get to see one dressing room thing with Poch was a bit disappointing in a way because it would have been really interesting to see what went on.
Well, didn't the player say he kind of almost like Big Daddy them? You know what I mean? Like just or Big Brother, not Big Daddy.
Big Brother, yeah.
Yeah, like where he just
sounded saucy.
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, oh my god. Oh man. But he Big Brother them. He just would look at the camera. Fuck's sake, dude.
Oh.
Oh man, but I mean, he is like a big daddy to them, bro. Like that's why they have this entitlement. He's probably talking to them right now. He's probably them sending them love message. Maybe they're like, "Oh no, Deli, you're still a good player. You know, remember the cows in the train. You know, remember my analogies." It's like, come on, man.
Also, guys, I want to bring up a point as well on the show, which I don't think is talked about enough. I want to talk about Hugo Lloris a bit because we've seen since the lockdown, since he's come back from injury, really, we've seen, for me, he's been one of the best keepers in Europe. Really good under Mourinho. He's been fantastic. And I think part of that is to do with the new goalkeeping coaches that he's got. Nuno Santos, a new goalkeeper coach. He maybe for Lloris, obviously under Poch he was still good as well, but you saw in the latter days he was making a few more mistakes, like against Brighton, Southampton. Those latter days of Poch, maybe. For Hugo Lloris, a fresh start in terms of goalkeeping coaches made his game, made him only get better by age. And I think since Mourinho has come in, really, Lloris for me has been definitely in the top 3 or 2 in the Premier League. That's for sure, especially this season.
Well, didn't Sir Alex? Yeah, I was gonna say, didn't Sir Alex Ferguson constantly changing his coach?
Yeah, and as well, speaking of that, maybe the reason why, maybe one of the main factors in why he's got better under Mourinho is because. Under Pochettino, he was required to use his feet more, which we know is a weakness for Hugo Lloris to sort of pass out. Under Mourinho, there's not much of that at all. So I think that's definitely helped him in that sense. So it's an interesting point there because under Pochettino,
I have an interesting theory on that actually. Right now, just hear me out. Some people may think it's mad, but look, there could be some truth to it. Basically, look, he won the World Cup. For me, he lost the run of himself after that. He was caught with the drink driving and stuff like that. So for me, I just think maybe Mourinho coming in and settling them down again and stabilising them. Look, because to me, I think maybe the reason why he's seen a bit of a poor Lloris is probably, look, he's done it all in world football now, more or less. Do you know what I mean? He won the World Cup. So I think he just kind of lost his way a little. You see him with the drink driving ban and stuff like that, and now he's back to his best. That's just my opinion on it. Fantastic.
I've been so impressed with Lloris. Since he's come back from that injury, really, he's been absolute. This is the best Lloris I've seen for a while. He's been phenomenal. Really, really good. Especially this season. Yeah.
We'll get back to, we'll just answer Thomas's question quickly and we'll move on to other questions. Look, Winks is gone, Rose gone, Lamela. I think Mourinho really likes him. I think he'll stay.
I think Lamela should stay. I think he still offers stuff to the
club.
Need
him. We need a shithousery. We need him.
Yeah.
He just gets injured, but once he comes back, he offers a lot to the club.
But you know what it is? Yeah. Every year that Lamela survives here, it's going to be the same story. Starts the season off reasonably well and then gets injured and we don't see him for ages. It's the same story every year with Lamela. Right? And the fact is we don't even know about the injury. It just happens out of nowhere. And have we ever seen him got injured on a pitch? Never. I don't think we've ever seen him get injured in a game.
No, he's never injured on the pitch. It's always off the pitch and training. Or Lo Celso, don't know what you're on about. No. That's just crazy. I don't know whether you're having a drink or not. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Maybe he was having a different type of cocoa. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the only way.
Sanchez, for me, his days are numbered. Dele. Look, I want to keep him, but if we're talking about how he is at the minute, he has to go. He has to. He needs to release the life himself. The Euros are coming up.
Dele even needs a loan deal or a permanent deal because he just, for me, I'll be honest, he was decent against Ludogorets, but it was Ludogorets. And I think, I'll be honest, looking at the way he is, I think he may need a fresh start. I'll be completely honest with Dele. I think he might need a fresh start. Whether that's on loan or permanently, I don't know, but I think he just needs something new, Dele.
Yeah. We have Joe 27. Would you keep Dele and Lo Celso? I think you just pretty much answered that.
Lo Celso, definitely.
I mean, why is Lo Celso? Well, hold on a second. Why are we even talking about
exactly?
Lo Celso?
Yeah,
exactly. This is ridiculous. Well, what is it? What? You need a good. Well done. You need a good bench. I mean, how good does it get? Imagine having the chance of like Endo Belly getting tired and putting on a guy like Lo Celso. Oh, come on, man.
We got Jonathan here. We got a chat here from Jonathan saying, Charlie, bro, I'm sorry I didn't watch your last videos, but I was in the country, so I'm back now. Good to have you back, Jonathan, a long-time subscriber of mine.
Come on, Jonathan.
Big up to you, Jonathan.
Yeah, look, Jonathan, you're allowed a break every once in a while, so look, we won't hold you to it. And thanks for tuning into this show as well. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And we have Ojam. No one wants Rose, and he wants to go to Championship.
That's the thing.
Look, we'd be looking to find him at the club.
The thing is, Newcastle didn't want you, bro.
If Newcastle, if Newcastle, like, and that was not even with the takeover. That was after the takeover fell through. Literally, like
they're playing Frazier, who's a winger,
left wing
back.
They do have Jamal Lewis, who they bought from Norwich, and
I think he picked up an injury, and they play Frazier. You know what I mean? You got a winger playing in a defensive role.
What I was saying as well is with Newcastle, I thought they're not going to want Danny Rose with the takeover, but the fact is that even the takeover didn't go through, and they still don't want him. Like, come on, like
it's a joke. It's an absolute joke.
We have the English yid here. It should not be a given right to play for the shirt. So do you guys think our second string needs to start showing more fight to get into the Mourinho plans?
Yep.
Look, I'm a big, massive advocate in this. It's not up for Mourinho to try and find a player's position and work it out when they're at 24 years of age. They're a man. They should know what they want to be. Look, it's up to them to force their way into his plans. I fully agree with you. What do you make on that, lads?
Yeah,
I mean,
spot on.
We said it in the beginning, you know what I mean? I'm absolutely baffled by some of these performances in Europa. I mean, at the end of the day, as fans, all we care about is, getting through. I don't think all of us really care if we make it, first place or second. I personally don't. But, I think if you're a player and you're one of these players like Winks, Dele, Davies, Sanchez, I think you should care. I think you should care about ending in first place. I think you should care about winning.
Play for that place.
Yeah, that's how you get that's how you get the starting 11. That's how you make a case for yourself. And you're not making a case in Europa League. So why should Mourinho trust you in a Premier League where it's a tougher competition?
For me, it makes no sense. Do any of these guys have a brain of how football works? Because if you want to stake a claim to play in the Premier League, you need to make yourself known in the Europa League.
Yeah,
it just makes no sense how some of the second string players just don't have a clue about this.
Here's what pisses me off about this, right? Is the likes of Sirkin, White, Scarlett, Whiteman. Now, look, I know some of you are probably sick of me going on about them, but they would grab their chance. These guys, like the likes of Winks and Sanchez, they're just going through the motions. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you seen Dave Scarlett come on, nearly scored. Harvey White came on, put a good performance, nearly scored. Alfie Whiteman kept a clean sheet. Dennis Sirkin looked great in pre-season. I'd rather start seeing these guys because at least they're going to run for the badge.
Yeah.
100%.
Honestly, David, I'm do this, bro. Are you Brazilian? Because I was about to say the same thing. Because I mean, like we must be thinking about the same thing. We must be telepathic, man. Because I was gonna say, fuck it, send the younglings out there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Scarlett was good when he came on against Ludogorets. Like his movement was fantastic.
I'd rather see Sirkin. The one thing I would say I would kind of criticize Mourinho is, I felt like he was too late on sending these youngsters. I feel like he should have played Sirkin from the start. You know what I mean? Or at least in the third game after Antwerp. You know what I mean? Like after that Antwerp performance, I would have said, you know what? None of you even deserve a second chance. I'm just gonna play the youngsters, and I'm gonna give them a chance because I already given.
Fully agree with you, lad. I can't argue with you there. Look, Marcelo, great minds think alike. You know what they say. We'll just fly through a couple more of these questions there quickly. Jonathan Atkinson, David, Marcelo, and Charlie. Do you think you could beat Liverpool at Anfield? There's a really high chance of us winning the league. Personally, if we win that game, I know we'll win the league. I said it. Marcelo, I'll actually let you take this one away because this is one I was actually dubious going into. But then when you pointed out Mourinho's tactics and everything else, you got me hyped and you really have me believing we can win. So I'll let you take it away and then we'll pass on to you, Charlie.
Listen, bro, we conquered Manchester. We conquered London. And now what? Liverpool is next, bro. There's no stopping Mourinho. He is the chosen one. I'm telling you. This is a man that has stopped the Barcelona regime. The Barcelona regime. He looked at Sir Alex Ferguson and he said, I'm ending your reign, bro. Who is Klopp? I'm sorry. Who is Klopp? You know what I mean? If you're telling me the chosen one, Jose Mourinho, can't stop Klopp, I think you're being silly. I think you might be doing too much of that cocoa. You know what I mean, bro? Nah. Jose Mourinho is a man with a game plan. And he has the tactics and he has a philosophy. He has a philosophy to beat these guys. I'm telling you. We're going to go to Anfield, and Anfield is going to be on fire, and we're going to be leading the matches.
Oh.
We're going to defend. They're going to have 80% possession. We're going to have 20% possession. But guess what? We're going to defend. We're going to play our shirts off. We're going to sweat for the badge. These men, Eric Dyer, bro, they're going to put a performance of their lifetime. And then guess what? We're going to find that opportunity, and you know who it is. Sonaldo and the Hurricane. They're coming for you. They're coming for your back line, bro. And together, they cannot be stopped. I'm telling you, together, they cannot be stopped. And when we score that one goal, the aftermath is going to be beautiful. I want to see Jamie Redknapp's face. I want him to complain about the possession. I want him to complain about afterwards. And then afterwards, you know what? Klopp is going to complain about the possession as well. He's going to complain about the grass, going to complain about the field, going to complain about the wind. But guess what? At the end of the day, we'll take the 3 points and you can take the complaints because Anfield is ours. Liverpool will be ours. We're here to conquer England. Come on, you Spurs.
Well, I hope you're right, Marcelo. I really hope you're right, mate. Yeah, let's hope you're right because you were right about Arsenal. You were right in these other games. So let's hope you're right again. But look, Anfield, it's probably the toughest away game of the season. Let's be honest. Liverpool always find a way at Anfield. They haven't lost in the league there since 2017. Every single time, even if they're crap, for like 90 minutes, they'll get some stupid VAR decision go their way and they'll get a penalty.
Yeah.
Every time they always find a way at Anfield, no matter how they play, whether if they're really good or they're absolutely terrible, they always seem to find a way to win at Anfield. So in that sense, it's going to be tough. But as Marcelo said, the tactics we've been employing, I hope it can work. I really, really do. And I think there's definitely a chance. There's a chance.
There is no chance. There is no chance for Anfield. I'm telling you, like Vince McMahon, there is no chance for these guys. This is our season. Forget Liverpool. I still remember Madrid. I still remember what we did.
We still need revenge.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. This isn't the same Poch team. This is a different regime, bro. And like the great Alexander, Klopp ain't no Alexander. Mourinho's Alexander, bro. He's going to conquer everywhere. Where he goes, he conquers.
I'd also like to say it's not Liverpool, it's Liverpool. That's personally what I've nicknamed them now to anybody that I speak to them about. I won't even call them by the proper name because it's beyond a joke at this stage. But yeah, I fully agree with Marcelo. I honestly think we can go there and do it. Why not? Look, Marcelo, we have one of the best defensive coaches in the game. So look, some call us cocky, but I call us the prophets because what we tend to say comes true. So look, we'll move on to Kenneth, Tottenham Hotspur. Mr. Harris, I hope we all may be in London. Are you ready? P.S. Any one of you want a Tottenham tattoo? And my best friend Bobby White, heart tattoo on me if you dare. Yeah, look, when I get to London for a Spurs game, obviously I'd love to arrange one where we can get Marcelo over, Matty over, meet up with Charlie, the boys from We Are Tottenham TV and that, and have a great day. So yeah, look, if we do get over, I'll definitely hit you up. You still owe us a pint you promised us last week. So we'll definitely be taking advantage of that. And look, I'd love nothing better than a big dirty Tottenham tattoo on my arm. Show how proud I am. You know what I mean? Tottenham till I die at the end of the day. So I'll definitely keep that in mind.
Not for me.
That in mind.
No, not. I'm not one for tattoos, unfortunately. Not for me.
Charlie or Marcelo?
You know what? Depending, I was thinking about maybe getting, maybe not the crest, but like a to dare to do, on my arm, but something like that, something nice. But yeah, no, I've been thinking about getting a tattoo, but maybe not a Tottenham one. You know what I mean? I already won right here, man. I already wear one right. What the fuck? I already won one right here. You know?
Come on.
So it's like in my heart is Tottenham, so I already wear one.
Here's a question from Lily White Lane, lads. Would you guys rather have Prime Dembele or Tanguy right now?
I feel like that's unfair.
I'm gonna go.
That's unfair because Ndombele's not nowhere near 100% developed yet. There's still so much more to come from Ndombele, and the fact that he's fantastic now. Think of what player he's going to be when he's fully developed and stuff. He's going to be the best midfielder in the world. I'm not even joking. He's going to be insane.
Also, Dembele had years at the club, you know what I mean? Tanguy is really... this is really Tanguy's first year. Let's be real here. You know what I mean? Last year was kind of like, settling in. This is really his first year. So, you know what I mean? It's a little bit hard to say, but of course, as of right now, if we had to say it, it would be Dembele, of course.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm going for Dembele. He's a player I love watching. The guy could do it all. Look, he was an absolute tank in midfield. you'd seen it time and time again, players absolutely bouncing off him. It's what I love to see. And then he was also so good on the ball. The only thing that let him down was probably his finishing. I thought he had a player that probably had a lot more goals in him than what he gave us. But look, the guy was an absolute animal, and we struggled to replace him for 2 years. So that just goes to show how good he is. Next question from Harry Kane.
Would you say Højbjerg is the Dembele, the perfect Dembele replacement? Because I think Højbjerg is like the next Dembele, in my opinion. I don't think it's
do you know what it is? The fact
I think
that
it's Højbjerg.
The fact we've got Højbjerg and Ndombele in our midfielders, them two put together as Dembele. Them two, so we got both of them. We basically got two Dembeles in a way, literally. So it's insane. It really is exciting times.
Yeah, but I just remember, like, you know, because Dembele was a guy that, you know what I mean, when he entered a game, he would really dictate the midfield. You know, he would really be a captain. I remember that, you know, his whole fights with Ramos. He didn't take any crap from anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I just get that feeling with Højbjerg. You know what I mean? He doesn't take anyone's crap. He loves getting into scraps. He loves getting into
do you see against Arsenal? Do you see against Arsenal Højbjerg against Lacazette? Do you see that a few times in that first half? There's a few Højbjerg just trying to get into his head. You could just tell he was getting into his head.
He's a shit Housery player as well, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we love it. And you saw that picture of him and Mourinho after City, where Mourinho, he's almost doing like a snarling thing, like that to Højbjerg after the Man City game. That just shows you. That just shows you everything.
Mourinho loves him. He loves him.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next question. This will be the second last question. So look, get your questions in, because I'm yet to see another one that I want to make my last question. So while we answer this, get it in, and I'll pick the best question and I'll get it up. Guys, it's actually from Harry Kane again. I'd love if it's the real Harry Kane. It's probably not, but if it is, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you for being so great.
Yeah.
Thanks for the goals. Thanks for all the goals.
We love you.
We love you.
Guys, who's your top 5 Spurs players so far?
So far,
like in our squad.
I presume we're going over from when you were born to now, I presume. I'm not sure.
Should we just go on that from our time? Should we just do that?
Yeah,
Although we did that. We did that before on the previous.
Right. Well, I tell you what we'll do.
You know what? Let's do it right now.
In the current squad.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Who wants to go first?
Marcelo.
I'll go first. Yeah. Okay. Number 1, Ronaldo. That, you know, it's our you know what it is. Number 2, I'm gonna have to say it, Højbjerg, bro. I fell in love with Højbjerg. Number 3. I would say Kane. Number 4, I'll say. Honestly, I really love Reguilon, man. I really started loving Reguilon, but actually, no, I'm gonna go with Ndombele. You know what I mean? I just love how he plays. And number 5, Gareth Bale, just because he's Gareth Bale.
I'm gonna go now. So. Yeah. No, not in no particular order. Of course, you got Kane in there, phenomenal. One of our own, goal scorer, a defender, midfielder, everything. He's the best player in Europe this season. So, of course, Harry Kane's in there. Heung-min Son, as always, straightforward again, phenomenal. Yeah, so Son, Kane. Then I'm gonna put Højbjerg in there. Again, the midfield general. I've loved this guy. Literally, I absolutely love this guy. He's becoming a Tottenham legend in the making, honestly. So Højbjerg's in there. As well, I have to put Ndombele in there. For me, his passing, his everything about him, is the way he just gets out of tight spaces. Just everything about Ndombele for me gets him in there. So, and then, of course, my 5th one, I have to put Reguilon in there. For me, Reguilon, ever since he's joined the club, I've loved him. As a player, I've always liked him when he was at Sevilla last season. I was saying, Tottenham, go and sign this guy. We need him. We need an upgrade on Ben Davies, please. And then we went and signed him. And it was just amazing. So Reguilon, and just his joke, just the way he's just so jokes on
his Twitter posts are awesome. Yeah, I love his Twitter posts.
Yeah, his Twitter's amazing. Just everything about him. You can see the minute he joined the club, he was loving life. The way he celebrated against Chelsea in the cup. Yeah, you just love him, and that and also, of course, his footballing ability is phenomenal. So yeah, that's my top 5.
I'm gonna hold on a second. I'm gonna guess, David, that Harry Winks won't be making your list. I'm just gonna.
I was gonna start off and say. I was gonna start off and say Harry Winks number 1, but no, look, it's never gonna happen. The guy wouldn't even make my top 20. Do you know what I mean? I'd still leave him out. So.
You'll find a place for the under 12s if you have to.
Look, I'd even put Harvey White in before Harry Winks. It's just the way it is. For me, I'm gonna go with Harry Kane number 1. This is a guy It's sentimental to me as well because his first goal was against, an Irish team, Shamrock Rovers, a team that I do like to watch over here. It's one of my favourite teams in Ireland, to be honest. When I do watch a bit of the League of Ireland, because look, it's not great football, but look, it's football at the end of the day. So look, Harry Kane, just because I've been able to watch his rise from when he first scored all the way until now. I've loved the journey. I love seeing the players become. He's number one. Sonny is number two. This guy, look, he's even loved by rival fans. Do you know what I mean? It says it all. He plays with a smile. He loves the club, and he never says anything bad about the club. And as well, he's just so exciting to watch. He's just one of them players. If you blink, he's gone by you, and it's in the back of the net. And look, this is what we want at Tottenham. These are the sort of players we want at Tottenham. My next one has to be Pierre-Emile Brickhouse. This guy's just he's quickly becoming, after Modric, my favourite Spurs midfielder. This guy is just quality. Even before we signed him, I told people about him. They didn't want to listen to me, and they're all praising him now. But I knew this was going to happen. I seen it coming. I seen it as soon as we signed him. I was saying to people, he's a lot better than what you give him credit for. And look, if you don't believe me, there's a video of a Southampton fan crying about how good he was when he left the club. So get over and check that out. My next one after that would have to be Reguilon. Love this guy. Look, I was pissed off with Ben Davies. The fact that this guy has just come in, I don't even think about Ben Davies, because I used to sit here going mad about Ben Davies. He used to be on my mind. I'm like sitting there. How can this guy be given a professional contract? He can't pass a ball. Surely that's the basics for anyone to be given a contract. And he used to give me nightmares. And then now Reguilon's come in. He's just like, he's lovely. He's tanned. He's good to look at. Do you know what I mean? His hair's always in the right shape.
He's so refreshing on that left-hand side. Just so refreshing.
Yeah. He's so fast. He's a great defender. He's very good going forward. I love him.
Oh.
Please stay. Please stay with us forever. Don't go back.
Just watching him run down the wing and just like doing his thing, man. It's just like, oh my, is this what a left back looks like? That's what literally like the first game he played. I'm like, whoa,
we haven't had this for a while.
I don't remember how this happened.
My last player, lads, is going to be. Look, I really do want to put Lloris in there because I love him.
Yeah.
For me, he's Tottenham's best ever goalkeeper. But I'm going to go with Tanganga. Purely because I think it's another guy. I get so much abuse off Liverpool fans. He stepped in, he done a number, he done a great job. They thought they were going to destroy him. And look, ever since then, look, I know he's had these injury problems, but for me, this guy's the real deal. You're going to see a lot more of this guy, honestly. Yeah. So for me, look, there's my top five. And lads, you can just chat away there until I find the last question here.
I think Lloris and Tanganga.
Lloris, an honourable mention for Lloris.
That's honestly, I might even take out Bale and put Lloris in number 5. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Lloris, he doesn't get enough love. Actually, I was looking at the transfer market, and I was looking at the most valuable goalkeeper, right? And I saw Kepa ahead of Lloris. And I was like, what are these men
just because Chelsea paid 72 million for Kepa, and that. Like, oh, come on, man.
What are these men smoking? I would listen.
It's because Kepa's younger. Kepa is younger.
I do not care, bro. Dude, Lloris can be in a cane. Lloris can be in a cane and in a wheelchair. I would not trade Kepa for a Happy Meal. Let me tell you that, bro. Like, you know what I mean? He's a good for nothing goalkeeper.
Yeah, right, lads. We'll go with the last question before we sign off. Beating Liverpool will make these guys at Sky Sports finally put Tottenham Hotspurs as title challengers.
Nope. Nope, they wouldn't. Nope. Nope.
They'll find an excuse.
Tottenham could be lifting the Premier League title, and they'll still say, you know what? Liverpool still has a chance.
Do you know what they'll say? They'll say we'll be lifting it, and they'll be like, well, they're not lifting it properly. Why are they lifting it like this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
they'll find a way.
They'll figure anything.
No, I'm telling you, we could be 12 points ahead of Liverpool. We could be 30 points ahead of Liverpool. Liverpool could be mathematically, Liverpool could be out of the title race, and these guys will still say Liverpool will have a chance, or they'll still say like
we could win the quadruple, and they'll still be agendas.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry. You know what's crazy? I'm sorry, Charlie. You know what's crazy? These men were talking about Man United coming back into the title race. Man United, bro.
There's your face there.
I mean, what other face can I make, Charlie? Man United, bro.
Hilarious.
We smashed these guys 6-1. We've been winning since ever then. We haven't lost a single game since then.
We haven't
they're
lost
talking-
since Everton.
Oh, and they're talking about Man United getting back into the title race. And then
They just
Mourinho
got knocked
goes,
out. They just got knocked out of the Champions League.
and then Mourinho goes and beats like 4 out of the top 6 so far. And
We
and
haven't
they
lost
say,
to any of them. Yeah.
We haven't lost to a single top 6 club, and they're talking about us being lucky. No, I'm sorry. Like I can't. Like you're expecting me to take a show that still considers Paul Merson a pundit. Seriously, I can't.
How?
Like
How
I'm
do
sorry.
they still consider him as a pundit?
Look, for me, they just do lazy punditry. Like, if you watch Matt Hayes' video from yesterday, that's the guy that should be bringing on to talk about Tottenham as far as I'm concerned. Do you know what I mean? Because Matt summed it up there. Like, Sky Sports could have picked out like videos where they showed how tight we were as a unit, where they seen Harry Kane dropping in to stop Granit Xhaka advancing forward. Do you know how good Aurier was? Players like that, like Dyer, who was a player everyone thought was finished. They could have talked about how good he's been, the clean sheets, but they'd rather not do any of that because it's lazy punditry. No. It's because it's Jose. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. It's Jose and
it's agendas.
The two most hated teams in football come together, form a perfect marriage, and they can't take it. That's the problem.
Exactly. Yeah. They just can't deal with it. We live rent-free in everyone's head. Literally. We live rent-free in everybody's head, whether that's DT, Claude, any of these people, Sky Sports, Paul Merson, all these guys. We live rent-free. Even at
Yeah, and you know what? Like I remember, like Ole when he beat Pep last season. Ole put like 10 players on the ball, and you know what? He got lucky that game. He was hanging on, and he got lucky, and then he scored 2 goals by an Ederson mistake. If you remember that, he made like
that game's on Saturday. The Manchester Derby's on Saturday this week.
That is true. But like, you know what I mean? They scored by 2 like ridiculous mistakes, and then people were saying, "Oh my God, that was Ole got his tactics perfectly. Maybe he's the right manager. Maybe he's this, and maybe he's that." And then they fall on their face yet again. And you know what? Jamie Redknapp, he knows it. Listen. He talks shit about this club. He talks bad about Jose tactics, but he's been around for a long time. He remembers what Jose did. You remember what Jose did to his Liverpool when he was in Liverpool. You know what his Chelsea side did, and he knows that he has PTSD. I'm telling you, bro. I know. I see Jamie Redknapp and I see a reindeer in headlights, bro. He has PTSD. He knows what's coming and hitting him, but he doesn't want to admit it.
The thing is, he's just salty ever since we sacked his dad. He just can't deal with that, and he's still ever since we sacked his dad, right? He has just not been able to deal with it, literally.
And also, it's just that, like, he knows, but the thing is, he knows what Jose Mourinho can do. He's not an idiot, but he just can't admit it. I'm telling you, he's a reindeer staring at headlights. He sees the car coming at him. He sees the car coming and hitting him flat on the face, but he's just too afraid to admit it. And then when we win that Premier League, not the Champions League, we're not there yet. Next season, baby. But when we win the Premier League, when he lifts this trophy, I want to see his face, bro, because I'm telling you, you're gonna see that same reindeer staring at headlights.
Look, personally, I think Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher together are absolutely gold. I do think they're
so funny. That's so funny.
The likes of Paul Merson, washed up, finished. If he wasn't on Sky Sports, no one would even remember his name. It's as simple as that. Graham Souness is another one. Look, he was a good player. He's a failed manager. Another one. If he wasn't on Sky Sports, no one would remember.
What do you think of Roy Keane? You must like Roy Keane for Ireland. What do you think of him?
I love this guy. Even when he got sent home from the World Cup in 2002, I still loved him. Do you know what I mean? I took his side. Look, this is a guy. Look, he's very misunderstood. A lot of people think he's angry. Look, this is a guy that says things. He does it on purpose to get reactions. He does it. A lot of the things he says, it's him being funny. Like, especially when he says it in a tick way, it's him coming across as humorous. And look, for me, this is one of the most underrated Premier League midfielders in the world. When in his day, and Højbjerg is the closest thing I've seen to him since. Look, Roy Keane is a guy I love, and I really want to see more of him on Sky Sports. I love this guy. Honestly, he's my hero.
The thing is with Roy Keane is I don't see really he has criticized Tottenham in the past, but I always felt like his criticism was fair. You know, when he said, you know what, but that's like Tottenham, they always let you down. And let's be real, let
Do you
us
remember
down.
with Roy Keane? Do you remember with Roy Keane? It was like, against when we played Liverpool last year, it was like Rose and Aurier. He called them dumb and dumber. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Which was true.
It's
It
true.
was true. That's the thing. It was warranted criticism. So you can't really blame him for saying that because it was true at the time.
Like the thing is, if they had me on, they would have got worse than Dumb and Dumber. I can tell you that.
Yeah, they would have. But it's just that, like, his criticism were fair, and I feel like he says things and he means it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I feel like
he says it how it is. He says it,
Yeah.
which is good. He says it how it is. Which is, yeah.
These
No,
pundits-
look, for me, he's definitely one of the best pundits on Sky.
What made me laugh is, you know, when we played Man United in July, at half time, his sort of rant about De Gea and their defenders. You could see because it was hot. Because it was in the summer. He was hot. His face was bright red, and he had like his shirt unbuttoned because he was so angry and hot at the same time.
But this is the funniest
thing.
This is what I love about the guy, right? Because, like, he was there saying, like, look, if I was in there, I would have punched him up. I wouldn't let him on the team bus, right? Now, could you imagine him getting a hold of Harry Winks? Honestly, imagine Roy Keane getting a hold of Harry Winks. Just think about it. He's destroyed him. Last 10 minutes in the dressing room.
That could get serious.
And Roy Keane is the type of mentality player I want in my dressing room.
Yeah, I agree.
100%. Yeah. Look, David as well. Sort of, we're gonna do my stream at 5. So if you're ending the stream soon, then
look, we'll wrap it up now, lads.
You guys are gonna come on as well. So I'm gonna bring David on. Hopefully Marcelo if he can.
Yeah. I'll see if I can come. Yeah, definitely.
Just half an hour. In half an hour. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Look, so for all the Harris Army out there, and on behalf of the Harris Army and myself, thank you very much to you, Charlie, and to you, Marcelo, for giving up your time. I don't pay you for it, so look, I really do appreciate you giving up the time. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, David. Thank you as always. And
come
on, you Spurs!
Come on, you Spurs!
And also, guys, we're going to take a half-an-hour break, and then Charlie's going to bring you his Europa League preview live. So make sure everyone that's watching here, get over to that channel and give it a watch. I'll be on it. Hopefully we'll get Marcelo on it as well. All depends what he's doing, because I know he does have a paper to write and all. And look, we've given you 25 minutes extra than what we were going to give you today. So look, thanks very much for all your comments. Thanks very much for getting involved, and thanks very much for listening. In Jose we trust. Come on, you Spurs. Roll on Antwerp.
Yeah, come on.